Welcome to Sportpen.
Hey there.
This is the deep dive. You send us the material, we dig into it, and pull out the core insights for you.
Giving you that shortcut to getting up to speed.
And today, wow, we are diving deep into Tim Duncan, a true legend.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes you think, what is greatness anyway? Especially, in a team game like basketball. It's not always straightforward.
Definitely not. And how do these iconic players and their teams kind of shape how we even talk about sports?
Right. It's like they rewrite the narrative sometimes.
So our mission today, unpack Duncan's key moments, that quiet determination he had, those big performances.
But more than just the highlights, right?
Yeah.
It's about what his whole career, that whole Spurs era, tells us about, well, greatness itself.
Exactly. And the impact these figures have, maybe in ways we don't always notice, looking beyond just the individual stats,
Yeah, looking at the whole picture, the culture, the dynamics around him.
Okay, let's get into it. I mean, just starting with the raw facts, Tim Duncan's resume is just, well, staggering.
It really is.
You look at it, 15-time All-NBA, 15-time All-Defense. That's just incredible consistency on both ends.
For like a decade and a half. Unbelievable.
5 championships. And that finals record, 5 wins, 1 loss. Remarkable.
3 finals MVPs, 2 league MVPs, Rookie of the Year.
And the longevity. Made the playoffs 18 out of 19 seasons. That's elite.
It really paints a picture, doesn't it? Not just flashes, but sustained year after year excellence.
Absolutely. Those numbers are the foundation. But it's funny, right? Because the public perception, like you hear it all the time, it was often kind of different. He got called boring.
Yeah, that label stuck unfairly, I think.
Yeah.
And you still hear people crediting, the Spurs system or just Coach Popovich more than Duncan.
Or they say, well, he played with Parker and Ginobili, other great players, so maybe his greatness isn't like the same as someone seen as a lone star carrying a team.
That whole Lone Star idea,
Yeah.
it's pervasive.
It feels like we sometimes get locked into one way of valuing players, doesn't it? Like focusing only on certain stats and maybe missing the bigger impact.
That's exactly what some of the thinking here pushes against. There's this concept called scoring blindness.
Scoring blindness, okay.
Yeah, basically over-focusing on points per game, the individual scoring, to judge how good someone is.
Right, makes sense.
And the alternative idea is looking at global impact. How does a player's presence, their actions, actually lift up the whole team, their teammates' performance, the team's overall efficiency?
So not just what they score, but how much better the team is because they're there.
Precisely. Think about Duncan's defense, anchoring everything. His outlet passes, his positioning, always being in the right spot for help defense.
Stuff that doesn't always jump out on the stat sheet.
Exactly. But it makes everyone else's job easier. It makes the whole system work better. It's a ripple effect.
That's a really helpful way to think about it. And speaking of making the system work, you just can't talk about Duncan without Popovich, that relationship.
Oh, absolutely central. It's described as, well, almost like a father-son bond by the end.
Yep.
And it was built on Pop's whole philosophy, which someone summed up perfectly as the truth with no bullshit, and then he'll love you to death.
Huh. That sounds like Pop. That blend of like tough love and real support.
Totally. Radical honesty, but backed by genuine care. That built massive trust.
And Duncan taking that coaching, that really direct, sometimes harsh feedback, that wasn't just him accepting it, right? It had a bigger effect.
Oh, huge. His ability to just take it, no ego, and use it to get better, that set the standard for everyone else.
Yeah, I remember reading quotes from teammates.
Exactly. The feeling was, look, if Tim, the superstar, can take Pop's coaching like that, how can I possibly complain or push back?
Wow. That speaks volumes about his determination, doesn't it? Not just to win, but to be coachable, to put the team first.
Total commitment over personal pride. Real humility, which is pretty rare at that level.
Which kind of loops back to the championships, the finals MVPs. Seeing it through this lens, it's not just Duncan going off individually.
Though he definitely did sometimes.
Right, but it's the result of that whole team-first approach, that culture.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It pushes back against that Lone Star illusion. This idea that one guy does it all.
Yeah, the narrative we love sometimes.
The Spurs, with Duncan leading, showed something different. It was collective. Different guys stepped up at crucial moments across different series. It was about teamwork, adapting.
It's sharing the load, basically.
Yeah, and being okay with sacrificing your own stats or spotlight for the team's goal.
It really does sound like they built a true winning culture, not just, collecting superstars and hoping it works.
Exactly. The culture was king. Shared responsibility, guys willing to play their roles, sometimes sacrificing the limelight.
And Duncan's leadership was key to that, but it wasn't like loud or flashy.
No, not at all. It was consistent influence, leading by example day in, day out. It ties into these broader leadership ideas, like intentional influence, building that deep trust.
Empowering others.
Yeah, empowering teammates, leading through service almost, being humble enough to be part of the bigger picture, trusting your guys, knowing when to step up and when to support.
And his willingness to take that tough coaching from Pop is like the ultimate example of that humility and trust.
Absolutely. Trusting the process, trusting the coach, trusting the system.
It also makes you think about how we even judge success in sports. There are these biases that creep in.
Oh, for sure. Like winning bias.
Right. Explain that one.
Well, just because a team wins, we tend to overpraise everyone on that team. And if a team loses, even if someone played incredibly well, they get criticized unfairly.
Yeah, the outcome colors everything.
Exactly. Think about how differently Dirk Nowitzki's 2011 run was seen compared to, say, LeBron James losing in other finals despite amazing numbers. Winning changes the story.
And the other one, hindsight bias.
Yeah, that's when, after we know the result, like, oh, the Spurs won the title that year, we look back and it seems like it was obvious, inevitable.
Forgetting how close things might have been, or that other teams were really good too.
Right, we forget the uncertainty of the moment. It makes it tough to objectively rate how hard something actually was at the time.
So with Duncan, having that incredible consistency over almost 2 decades, that huge sample size, it helps cut through some of that noise, doesn't it?
It really does. You
Wow.
can't just dismiss 19 years of elite play because of one tough playoff exit or something.
Yeah.
His consistency forces you to see the bigger picture, the sustained impact.
When you pull it all together, it feels like Duncan and the Spurs, they didn't just pile up wins. They kind of showed a different way a dynasty could be built and sustained.
I think so. It wasn't about constant drama or chasing headlines or who had the highest scoring average.
It was that foundation, right? Culture, quiet leadership based on trust and humility, being adaptable.
And just a relentless team-first attitude, always.
And that makes someone like Duncan such a compelling figure, maybe even a role model in a different way than some other stars.
Yeah, his whole career, the way the Spurs operated, it's a powerful counter story to the often very individualistic, self-focused narratives we get in sports media.
It shows that greatness can be quiet, it can be consistent, it can be, deeply collaborative.
It challenges what we even mean by superstar in a team sport.
Yeah, it really does shift your perspective.
Right.
So wrapping this deep dive up, here's a question for you to chew on. Thinking about Tim Duncan, the Spurs' long run, what do you think is the absolute most critical thing for real lasting greatness? Not just in sports, but maybe anywhere people work together. Is it just raw talent? Is it focusing purely on individual numbers and performance? Or is it something else, like deliberately building that strong team culture founded on trust, humility, and everyone pulling in the same direction for a shared purpose? Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about.
Thanks for listening to Sportpen.